Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as you guys requested, we're going to be solving more questions from the Johnston textbook, and today's video we're going to be solving question 12 from the first chapter. And we have this frame consisting of 4 wood members A, B, C, D, E, F, B, E, and C, F, and we know that each member has a 2 by 4 inches rectangular cross section and that each pin has 1/2 inch diameter, and we need to determine the maximum value of the average normal stress A in the member BE and the B part of the question in member CF. So first of all, we have to figure out some unknowns in here regarding the supports that we have, and we can move on to each member and draw the free body diagram in order to find the force in member BE and CF. And once we have that, we can figure out the average normal stress, which will be basically the force over the area. And we have to keep in mind that depending on compression or tension, we'll have different cross section for finding the average normal stress. So first of all, let's just see what are the unknowns that we have in here. So we have 2 different supports at point A and B. Each of them are pin, meaning we have both X and Y component. Let's call this one dx. Here we have dy, and same for the ax and ay, and we're just going to consider everything for now in the positive direction, and this is our positive direction for X and Y. And if we get negative later in the question, that shows that the direction that we assume was incorrect. So we have the most unknowns at point A and D, meaning that's a great starting point for finding the moment. And if we start with since we are in equilibrium, we can use our equilibrium equations like sum of all forces equal to 0, and same for the moment. And here, if we start with the moment about point A, counterclockwise positive as always, we can get rid of all the unknowns at A as well as the dy, since it passes through the point A, so no moment from dy. So basically we are left off with moment of dx and 480 pounds force, meaning we can find dx pretty easy. So we'll see that the moment of dx about point A is counterclockwise, so this is the direction. So positive dx times the distance, this is the vertical distance that we have, which is 40 inches, and we have the moment of 480 pounds. As we can see, the moment is clockwise, so negative 480 times the distance is what we have from A to C, from here to here, which is 45 plus 30. This will be equal to 0. Again, since we are in equilibrium, sum of all forces and sum of all moments will be equal to 0. So from here we can find dx easy, which is going to be 900 pounds. No negative sign, that shows that direction for dx, which was to the right, was correct. And that's our first unknown that we can find in here. So we can do sum of all forces in x direction to find ax, and if we do sum of all forces in y direction, we still have 2 unknowns, ay and dy, so we cannot solve it, and it's better to move on to another member and draw the free body diagram for that one. So we're gonna go with the free body diagram of member BEF. So this will be the member which we have our dx, and we have 2 forces of FEB and FFC that we need to figure out in order to solve this equation. By the way, we can call this angle here theta, and we have all the dimensions in the question. We know this side can be so it's basically this over what we have here, which is 30 over 40. So if we look at this right triangle, we have basically 3, 4, and if we use the Pythagorean theorem, we can see that the hypotenuse will be 5, and this would be our angle theta. So that's going to help us to go with the resolving these 2 forces in x and y later in this question. And actually these two, the EB and FC, we'll see that they are parallel to each other. That's our new free body diagram. Let's start with sum of all forces in x direction. Basically we have FEB cosine of theta plus FFC cosine of theta plus dx is equal to 0. And if we do the same thing for y, sum of all forces in y direction equal to 0. Basically we have FEB this time sine of theta plus FFC sine of theta plus dy is equal to 0. So looking at these two, we'll see that from the first one, our dx is basically minus, we can factor cosine of theta, FEB plus FFC, and here our dy will be minus sine of theta again FEB plus FFC. So if it divide these two, so dy over dx is going to give us, these two will be cancelled out, and basically we have sine of theta over cosine of theta, which will be tangent of theta. And the main takeaway of this is that if we get back to this figure, this is going to be our d, which will be the resultant of dx, and dy is also going to make this angle theta here, or if this is the line of action, this will be theta. So that means that our d is actually parallel to FEB and FFC, since the angle for both of them is theta. And if that's the case, that's a good news for us. It's easy enough to find the tangent of theta in here, which will be the opposite, which is 4 over 3. So this will be equal to 4 to 3, and we already have dx in here. Our dx is what we found in the previous step, which was 900. So we can find dy 900 times 4 over 3, which will be 1200 pounds. Again, no negative sign. That shows that our dy is also in the correct direction. One of you guys might ask, like, how do you know that if these two are actually both in the same direction? What if one of them, like, why didn't you assume that one of them is in this direction? And the answer is you can actually take this one as the direction and go find the fx and fy, and you will get the same thing at the end. Basically, instead of the positive sign, you're just going to have minus sign in here. The rest is the same, and you get to the same conclusion that these two are actually the ratio of dx over dy is 4 over 3, or dx and dy, the resultant of the dx and dy is parallel to FEB and FFC. So you will get the same result if you assume that these two are not in the same direction, like actually one of them, if one of them is in the opposite direction, or actually both of them downward. You can try that one too, still you get the same thing. So let's get back to the question. Now that we have dy and dx, all we need to do in here is, if we do the moment about point E or about point F, we can find each of these unknowns, because we can cancel out the two unknowns that we have. For example, if we go with the moment about point E, let's just go with that actually. Counterclockwise positive. So if we look at that, we have the moment of FFC. So we have FFC sine of theta times the distance is 30, and we have the moment of dy, which as we can see is a clockwise moment, so negative dy times 15 is equal to 0. Sine of theta is easy to find. It's the opposite over hypotenuse, which is 4 over 5. So basically here we have our FFC 4 divided by 5 times 30 is equal to dy was 1200 times 15, and from here we can find FFC 750 pounds, and we didn't get any negative sign. That shows the direction for FFC was correct. But keep in mind that this is the force that is applying from this member to member CF. So if we look at the member CF, so this is going to be our member CF, it will be actually in the opposite direction, which is this direction. That shows that the member is in tension. And if we want to find the average normal stress in FC, we have to keep in mind that when we have a member in tension, the area that we have is where the pins are located. So we have to keep in mind of the area as we discussed previously in the channel. When it's in the compression, the area would be the middle, but when it's in the tension, which is the case in this member, the area would be the area of the cross section of the member minus the area that is covered by the pin. So here the force is 750 pounds, and the area that we have, if we want to show it, so actually if we get back in here, we are interested in the cross section in this area where the pins are located, and if we want to show that in here, then you guys can see it better. This would be this area in here. So we have to find the area of the shaded part in here, and this is where the pin is located. And in order to find that, we know this side is 2 inches and this will be 4, and the diameter of the pin, which is what we have in here, is 1/2 inches. So basically, if we want to find the area, we have 2 times 4 minus 2 times 1/2, and that's going to give us the area of the shaded part, which is here. And if we calculate this, what we're gonna get is 107.1 psi or pound over inches squared. And as I mentioned, the member is in tension, and this is the maximum of average normal stress or the B part of the question. And if you want to find the A part of the question in this free body diagram, we can either go with sum of all forces in y direction or do the moment about point F. We're gonna get the same answer. So let's go with the moment about point F. Again, counterclockwise positive. And if we look at in here, we'll see that both of them are clockwise moment, meaning our AB has to be in the opposite direction. So dy times the length of the, it's gonna clean up here and we can see better. So we have the moment of dy and the length is 30 plus 45. So since both of them are clockwise, we have negative sign. Dy times 45 minus FEB this time times the distance. If we look at it, we have the distance from E to F, which is 30, and I missed the sine part of the force, so sine of theta, which is again 4 over 5 equal to 0, and in here 45 dy would be minus FEB times 405 times 30, and we know our dy is 1200, and this is going to give us the FEB minus 2250 pounds, and the negative sign in here shows that the force was actually in this direction, meaning the member EB in here will be in compression. Again, based on Newton's law, the force that is applying on member EB has to be in the opposite direction. So the member will be in compression, and if it is in compression, the cross section that we need to consider is in the middle part of the member. So the average normal stress in EB will be equal to the force FEB, which is 2250 over the cross section is basically what we had, 2 and 4, so basically 2 times 4 inches squared. This will be pound, and what we're gonna get in here is we have negative sign here, minus 281.25 psi as for the final answer for the A part of the question. And again, the member is in compression. So yeah, it was a long one. Hope you guys find it helpful. Let me know if anything's unclear. Drop it in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like and comment. It's gonna help me to reach out to more students. And you guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.